Bruno Onyemaechi as well as Victor Osimhen. Jude, quickly, we need to start taking calls. Your thoughts on this starting 11 for the Super Eagles of Nigeria?
Well, I do not have a problem, with Uzoho, manning, being the man in between the sticks. Of course, it was rightly, selected, in my opinion. And I also do not have, a problem too with the defense, the defense choices that, Eric Shell has made. But, I am not really, particularly comfortable with the midfield options that he has gone with in this particular game. The likes of Rafael Onyedika, yes, a good pick for me. I would pick Rafael Onyedika, but I also like to see the like of Akin Somero in midfield. I would like to also keep Alex Iwobi in this particular game. And for the attacking options, I'm not particular. I'm not, in concurrence with his choices. Paul Onachu, for me, no. If he's not leading the line, he should not be playing out wide. He doesn't have the skill profile of Ako Adams, who can complement Osimhen, and also Moses Simon is a no-no for me. I think, in my opinion, he should have kept the attacking options that he's got. Is to go into this game, get the win early, then we can start substituting players. I think it's about momentum for me.
We're going to dig more into the starting 11 as we commentate on the game. But Jude, let's quickly go to the lines and pick calls. 0906-2024 is the number to call. 0906-2024-907 is the number to call. You can also send an SMS of your prediction, include your full name and your location, and send an SMS. Yes, an SMS to that line, 0906-2024-907. If you want to send it, yes. Chinonso from Mowe.
Yes.
All right, Chinonso, thank you so much for predicting this game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Cranes of Uganda. 0906-2024-907. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good evening to you too.
Yeah, this is Benedict from Ogba.
Benedict from Ogba.
Yes.
Prediction, please.
Yes, Nigeria will win by 3 goals to nil.
Nigeria to win by 3 goals to nil.
Yes.
All right, Benedict from Ogba, right?
Ogba, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's go on to another call, 0906-2024-907. Hello?
Hello, Ibrahim Olawale from Sabo.
Ibrahim Olawale from Sabo Yaba. Come again?
3-0 in favor of Nigeria.
So we're going to keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, no.
3 goals to nil against the Ugandans.
Uganda.
All right. Ibrahim Olawale, thank you so much for your prediction. All right, we're taking more. The two captains, Oyango and Osimhen, are taking pictures with the officials of the game this evening. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
Yemi from Ojodu.
Yemi from Ojodu.
Bega, yes.
All right, Yemi from Ojodu Bega, welcome. What's your prediction?
2-0.
2-0 in favor of Uganda.
Nigeria.
Nigeria to beat Uganda by 2 goals to nil.
Yes.
All right, Yemi from Ojodu Bega. Okay, thank you for your prediction. Yemi from Ojodu Bega, 2 goals to nil in favor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You can send us a WhatsApp message to 0906 2023907. All right, include your full name and your location. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Destiny from Ogba.
Destiny from Ogba.
Yeah, Nigeria is going to win by 1-0.
Nigeria to win by 1 goal to nil.
Yes, sir.
Is that how tight the game will be? Hello, Destiny.
Yes.
That is how tight the game will be. Nigeria to beat Uganda by 1 goal to nil. All right. Thank you so much, Destiny from Ogba. Yes, the game has started, but we'll continue to take more calls for the next 5 to 10 minutes. You can also use that time to send us messages. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. K, right?
Kayode.
Kayode Obisonya from Omole,
Yes,
right?
boss. Yes, boss.
So what's your prediction?
I'm checking my crystal ball now, and my crystal ball is telling me it's going to be a draw soup.
I knew it. Goalless, right? Goalless or 1-1.
It's telling me 1-1.
1-1.
Nigeria 1, Uganda 1.
Okay. You are the only one. You are the only one going south.
Hopefully.
Coyote Obisoya, thank you.
Yes, boss.
Thank you so much for calling and thank you for your prediction. 0906-2024-907.
Hello.
Yep, welcome.
Welcome. This is Raphael from Fagba.
Raphael, like Raphael Onyedika.
Yeah, Raphael from Fagba.
All right, Raphael from Fagba, welcome. What's your prediction?
Yeah, my own prediction is Nigeria win by 2-0.
Nigeria to win by 2-0.
Yes.
All right, and we just had our first shot on target, courtesy of Victor Osimhen. All right, Raphael from Ogba, thank you for your prediction, predicting that Nigeria will win by 2-0. All right, that was an offside from Victor Osimhen. Okay, let's take 1-2 more calls and predictions before we go straight to commentating on the game. Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening to you too.
Yeah, Imo Okon from Magodo.
Imo Okon from Magodo.
Yeah, hi, Jude.
Hi, Imo. Good evening.
Yeah. So, Kufa, I think it's going to be 1-1.
1-1. You are going the way of Kayode Obisoya.
Yeah, 1-1.
1-1. All right. According to the gospel of
at the
Imo
same time,
Okon.
I said God should give the family of Obizana fortitude to bear the loss of that guy.
All right. Thank you very much, Imo Okon.
From Cape Town streets to Casablanca skies, every star in Africa shines. Hands together, voices near. The future is ours. The path is clear. Who are we? What do we bring? Rise, Africa, rise tonight. Dreams of freedom burning bright. One horizon, one heartbeat. Together marching, never Africa. Rise, Africa, rise tonight. Voices of thunder, shining bright. One people, one flame, your destiny. Africa lives in you and me. Africa. Africa.
From Kilimanjaro to the Nile, children dance their hearts in style. Ancient roots, a timeless flame. Africa calls us one true name.
Across the desert, through the rain, every voice will sing the same. Ashe Africa, hear our song, together strong, where we belong.
All right, so far, thank you for the calls. We can't take more calls, all right, because the game is already in its 5th minute. But this is what we'll do between now and the end of the first half. You can send in your SMS to 0906 2024 907. SMS only to 0906 2024 907. Include your full name, your location, and your prediction quickly between now and the end of the first half. SMS to 0906 2024 907. But if you prefer WhatsApp, there's another number for that one, 0906 2023 907. 0906 2023 907. That's the WhatsApp line to send your WhatsApp to if you prefer WhatsApp over SMS. All right, so we're still taking your predictions between now and the end of the first half of this game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Cranes of Uganda, right here on Champion 90.7 FM's live studio coverage of the game. It's the final group game coming to us from the first sport complex. That's where the Super Eagles have won 2 out of their 2 games so far at this Africa Cup of Nations. For the Ugandans, 1 win, 1 draw for them. And but they still have the opportunity, a fighting chance to be in the round of 16 if they can beat Nigeria. As a matter of fact, this is the permutation. Uganda will qualify for the round of 16 as one of the 3 third best teams if they defeat Nigeria and Tunisia does not lose to Tanzania. That's how Uganda can make it through to the round of 16. So this game is
from the group, winning all 3 games. I mean, it should be a good thing for them. But for the Uganda, is more for the Ugandans is more of an important game than it is for the Super Eagles. So. They were looking for results in this particular game, and we're just looking at them. And of course, I know that Paul and his Uganda side will want to stay put, so they have to give it a good fight. For the Super Eagles, well, so far so good. They've not. It's just 9 minutes on the clock, and they've not been impressive so far.
all right. So from there, let's transit to commentating on the game. All right. Champion 90.7 FM's live studio coverage of the game between Nigeria and Uganda. All right, 10 minutes gone into this final group game between the Cranes of Uganda and the Super Eagles of Nigeria, still goalless. In case you just tuned in, welcome to Champion 90.7 FM's live studio coverage of this game. One of the 2 simultaneous games happening from Group C at this 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. The other game is between Tunisia and Tanzania, and no go yet from the 2 simultaneous games. The other game, I think, is happening in Tangier. Or is it Agadir? We'll confirm that for you later on. But just to intimate you with the starting lineup for the Super Eagles, once again in goal is Francis Uzor. There's Ryan Alebioshu, who is having his debut for the Super Eagles of Nigeria from the right side of the defense. That's where he's playing from. There's Igor Ogbu and Calvin Bassi partnering in the centre back. There is Bruno Oyemichi, his second start for the Super Eagles at this Africa Cup of Nations. In the midfield, we have Moses Simon, Raphael Onyedika, Fisayo Delebashiru, and of course Samuel Chukwueze. And up front, we've got Paul Onuachu and of course Victor Osimhen. I think they've drifted from a 4-3-3 starting formation to a 4-4-2 formation. The goal of this encounter, there's so much to talk about, but let's continue to bring you this one. Like we said earlier on, the permutation for the Ugandans is that they have a fighting chance to qualify for the round of 16 and be part of the first knockout stage of the competition. They will qualify for the round of 16 as one of the 3 third best teams if they defeat Nigeria. And the game between Tunisia and Tanzania is not won by Tanzania. That's how Uganda can qualify for the next stage of the competition. We have Oyango, who is a veteran for Ugandan football. He's in goal. He's also their captain in this one. There is Makula, Sibik, Obita, and Kayondo in the defense. We have Branyun Hanara. There is Mutiaba, Alasan in the midfield. Omedi Ikpazu, who has the Nigerian blood, is leading the attack. And there's Mato as well up front for the Ugandans. So far, one win and one draw and one defeat for Uganda in this competition, while the Super Eagles have scored 5 goals and conceded 3. For the Ugandans, they have scored 2 goals and conceded 4. So there is the probability of goals in this one. Ryan Alibiushi right there, and both of them, both the Ugandan player and Ryan Alibiushi, on the turf, but Ryan is still there while the Ugandan is already up on his feet. But this could just be a serious injury. But again, at first look, it was a huge body check by Ugandan's number 2 man, talking about Semakulu. And Jude, you will take us through that. Could just be the tail of his vertebral column that really impacted on the turf on that occasion. But Jude, I believe that there should be an infringement against that any player that intentionally takes out a player, not going for the ball, but going for the player. And I've seen a couple of these incidents at this Africa Cup of Nations, and everything is all good.
That was a terrible challenge, Kufri. I mean, because clearly it wasn't going for the ball. He just took out the man, and you can see the fall of Iran Alebioshu is really bad. I think there should be a VAR check there to see which decision, of course, will be made. But play has continued.
Play continues. 15 minutes on the clock. Uganda nil, Nigeria nil from the sports complex, the Fez. That's where the game is coming from. 10 attacks each for the 2 teams. We saw one good opportunity for the Super Eagles, but nothing came out of that as Samuel Chukwueze could not connect with the pass from Moses Simon. Here comes the Ugandans from the left of the attack. And of course, Ryan not connecting there. Or was it Igor Ogbo who came in there to assist him? And the ball is played out for a throw into the Ugandans. Like I said, they have every reason to go for all points in this encounter because it can make them get through into the next stage of the competition. Uganda solidly coming from that end of the attack. And we're talking about Kayondo and Bruno. Was it Samuel Chukwueze who could not stop him from making that final late-minute cross? And the Super Eagles concede a corner kick in the process. No thanks to Bruno Yemichi's clearance, but again, it was needed. Corner kick taken, shot one. Uganda comes from the right side of the attack. The ball is sent in. Francis Uzor definitely will not break his sweat before claiming that one back in the Super Eagles setup after a long time. And this is his first appearance for the Super Eagles in almost 2 years or thereabouts. He was equally there in 2023 for the Super Eagles of Nigeria at the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. But it was 907 is the number to send your SMS to. And of course, you can also send a WhatsApp message, but to another line, 0906 202 3907. Jude, last 5 minutes, the Super Eagles have been struggling for ball possession. Here comes Uganda once again. That should be an offside. But the flag is not up yet. Yes, finally the flag is up. Jude, last 5 minutes, the Super Eagles have been struggling.
Yeah, of course they should struggle as expected. Like I said, I think with the it's it's a heavy rotation for me. So of course that would disrupt momentum, and that is what I was talking about the tweak of the players that Eric Shell went for in defense. We understand, especially when we know that some of the players like Noah Bali, of course, is not expected to start because they've qualified. So it's a good peak. But in terms of the centre back pairing, we know that Samir Ajayi is on a yellow card. We wouldn't want to risk him since he has this partnership or this understanding with Kevin Bassey. And of course, it's also good to have the likes of Ryan, who starting in this game, or Yemishi as well. Yeah, good. But in midfield, that's my problem is you need control. You are very true, right? You need control. So I would have loved rather to see Akin Samiro and Rafael Onyedika in midfield, and not Dele Bashiru, and you're playing Samuel Chukwueze out of position in this game. So I think that wasn't necessary. I would also like to keep Alex Iwobi in this team. For me, the objective should be win them early, get the results early, then we can start bringing these players, giving them cameos.
All right, but again, Jude, we had conversations before the tournament started, but let's get back to the action. Here comes Paul Onuachu. What does he do? Tries to beat his man, not Paul Onuachu. As a matter of fact, that was Ryan Alebioshu, but his cross came in to no one in particular. The Ugandans dealt pretty well with that one, but Nigeria still have possession of the ball. Bruno Yemichi finds Rafael Onyedika. And this is Alebioshu on the right-hand side, has a man to beat. He doesn't beat that Ugandan player, but somehow, stroke of luck, the ball is back in possession of the Super Eagles. Onyedika finds Calvin Bassey. Ogu sends the ball through to Moses Simon. He's got a man on him. The second one is coming, beats him, sends the ball in, nodded out, danger not averted. Here comes Samuel Chukwueze, heavy touch towards the Ugandan defender who beats him in terms of possession, and only wins a throw-in in the process. Talking about Chukwueze quickly taking towards Ryan Alebioshu. Onyedika, Calvin Bassey, Ogbu. And this is Fisa Dele Bashiru. Gets the ball back from Simon Moses, but that was a short pass from the Paris FC player. Nigeria wins the possession of the ball back, and immediately losing it to the Ugandans, who will try to break the Super Eagles on the counter. But Ryan quickly steps in to win the ball. Samuel Chukwueze on the right side of the Super Eagles attack, tries to cut in, but stopped there. Ryan with a tackle, evaded by that Ugandan. Here comes the Ugandans on the counter. Unfortunately, they do not have the compass to lead them into the 18-yard box of the Super Eagles, and quickly the three-time African champions win possession back. It's been a flurry of attacks from the two ends, and good chase of the ball by Paul Onuachu, wins a corner kick in the process. Jude, seems to be a 50-50 game in the last 5 minutes.
Yes, of course it is. Like we said, I think the Ugandans, they have a lot more to lose in this particular game. They've not progressed beyond the group stage more than twice, in 1978 and 2019. So this might just be the opportunity for them to progress. So there's a lot at stake for them here. The Super Eagles, we know they've qualified. So they come in here with a fight. They're not going to be a pushover in this game. So that's why we're seeing, more of a contest, from their end. They're really giving everything into this game. And yes, the Super Eagles as well. We're not seeing the same team, that played against Tunisia, and also that started the way they started. I'm talking about how they started against Tunisia and also against Tanzania. There's this pressure, when they had a possession, the intensity, they used to press. The likes of Admiral Lukman, who leads the press most times in these games. And we saw it was a fantastic first half. We saw against Tanzania and also against Tunisia. We've not seen that replicated here, and that is what I expect from them. Just kill the game early, then we can seize control.
All right, it's the first competitive game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Cranes of Uganda in modern football era. The first and the last time they had a competitive game was at the 1978 Africa Cup of Nations, and Uganda won that one. It was a semi-final playoff on that particular edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, and afterwards it's been two friendly matches between both of them, and the Ugandans are slightly ahead of Nigeria as far as these three engagements were concerned. But let's see what happens this time around. And it's a corner kick to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The referee from Benin Republic, Juno Lewis, is perhaps having his hands full controlling These big boys, and the corner kick is taken and nodded out by Uganda. And again, flicked on from danger zone. And quickly, Rafael Onyedika sends the ball back, all the way back to Francis Uzor to restart the game. And based on the current live standings, the Super Eagles of Nigeria leading with 7 points. Tunisia with 4 points. And we'll see how this will change in the course of the next 65 minutes or thereabouts across the two simultaneous games. Super Eagles with the possession of the ball. 25 minutes on the clock. Inside their own half. Trying to play out. Igor Ogbu finds the goalkeeper, who finds Calvin Bassey, who sends a long one in. With that finds Samuel Chukwueze. Yes, does chested down, well controlled by the left-footed player. Well, a lot of persons expected to take over the role of Ademola Lookman. I think he did that quite well in the game against, here comes Moses Simon. But of course, could not go past 3 players, concedes a free kick in the process. Playing some enterprising football, Jude. This is unlike what we saw when he came in as a sub in the last 2 matches.
Yeah, of course, we know him for his pace, and also he's got some bit of skills, in him as well. And we've seen that in this particular game, especially the one that led to the chance that Chukwueze spawned. And good movement, of course, to use his body well. We saw that now, and for him to drive in. We want to see many more of that, cutting, the Ugandans open. That's why, he's been brought into this game. And I also expect more from Chukwueze that I've not even seen at all in this half.
A cross there from Chukwueze, trying to find Paul Onuachu. Jude. Paul Onuachu, Victor Osimhen, very tall, gangling strikers. Looking like we might see lots of in-swingers from the wingers, Samuel Chukwueze and Moses Simon, in their direction.
Yeah, but we're not getting that because we also have the Ugandans who are tall. And I think in that aspect they're not playing to the strength of these players. But I think Arishat needs to do something. They're not getting the right balls into the box for these players, to contest, and that's a challenge. You can have players with those heights, and you can send in those balls.
All right, front of our screen is the chairman of the National Sport Commission, Shehu Diko, of course, providing the national support that the players need to ensure that everything goes according to plan in terms of preparations and what have you before this game and even during this game, especially during this tournament. Throw-in taken by Uganda inside the center circle. They send a long one through. Bruno Yemechi will quickly deal with that one, placed with his goalkeeper Francis Uzor, who sends one in towards Ryan Alebioshu. Well done there by the Omonia Nicosia player. Victor Osimhen is released early. Can he beat that man? He does. Will he fire from there? He cuts in more, cuts the player in. Will he shoot? An opportunity there to go. Paul Onuachu plays straight into the body of Dennis Oyango. And that should have been an easy first goal in this game. And for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Victor Osimhen did well to get himself into a position of providing that assist. But the Trabzonspor man spawned that opportunity straight into the body of Dennis Oyango. Here comes the Super Eagles once again, and it's a goal! Redemption for Paul Onuachu. Just a few seconds ago.